Welcome back, everybody, to the 423 Football Podcast. We are back again to give you our League of Record KPT BALLAS Week 8 recap and Week 9 preview. I'm your host, Brandon Bouchard, joined here again by Brett Hamilton.
Hello.
And Kevin Johnson's with us today.
Skirt, skirt.
So, about an hour before we recorded this, obviously you're listening to this on Friday, but about an hour before we started recording this, sad news. Deshaun Watson suffered a torn ACL in Thursday's practice. He will be done for the year. So, I don't know. The injury bug has been just brutal this year.
This one was devastating.
It was probably the worst year I can remember of just rampant injuries.
Honestly,
big names.
If you were to make a Pro Bowl roster at this point, you could build it purely based off all the people on IR right now.
Yeah, we were talking about blockbuster injuries or blockbuster trades this week, but it's been a year of blockbuster injuries. I mean, just decimating these top performers.
Consensus number one quarterback in fantasy out.
Yeah.
Consensus number one running back out. Consensus top 3 wide receiver out. And rookie phenom out.
Yeah, it's not
crazy.
good, and obviously this is going to hurt DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, Lamar Miller,
Whole offense, whole team,
the whole offense.
Defense.
I mean, literally, we were looking at Watson as the number one quarterback. We were looking at DeAndre Hopkins as possible number one wide receiver. Will Fuller was easily a top or a wide receiver too. Lamar Miller was creeping up into the top 10 running backs, and now they're just.
And now we get the quarterback who lost his job the first week.
Yeah, Tom Savage.
The guy who's hurt the most is certainly Will Fuller because I don't think he's playable now.
No.
Like, he was already flirting with whatever God he sold his soul to catch only touchdowns.
A touchdown every catch.
I would not be putting him in your lineups this week.
Yeah, this is the second time this year. Obviously, like Deshaun Watson, him going out just completely decimates that entire offense. And obviously, we saw Aaron Rodgers go down, and pretty much that entire offense has been decimated from a fantasy perspective. So I don't know. It's definitely not fun. I was ready to jump on here and obviously talk. I was about to talk World Series, Houston Astros. Congrats to them, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And then, poor Houston, just coming off of that game, and then all of a sudden their star rookie quarterback goes down. That's just terrible.
Yeah,
it's just terrible.
Yeah, Houston. I guess you had a very high and a very low today.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Shout out to Carlos Correa getting it in last night.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously Deshaun Watson. That's the big news. Before we get into the rest of the news, we were very, very lazy in our beer selection for today. So we just decided to open the fridge. Yeah, we just decided to open the fridge up and find what's ever there. So today, wait for it, we have
a fine Pilsner beer.
A fine Pilsner beer. Can you guess it? Miller Light.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously
I'm excited about it.
We finally have a crispy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only way to open it is with your teeth.
Yeah.
It's the first beer I ever drank. I also shotgunned it, so Miller has been tainted for me.
It has been tainted.
Wow.
All right, so
was that your first taste of beer? Was it shotgun?
I'd tasted beer, but this was my first drinking experience.
Interesting.
So now Miller is a part of everyday life now.
Tastes like wheat water.
I shotgun a Miller every day. That's how I wake up.
That's how I wake up. I brush my teeth with Miller Light.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Miller Light every day.
All right. So aside from obviously Deshaun Watson being the biggest news, that's obviously crippling in many factors. It looks like Ezekiel Elliott will serve his 6-game suspension. He was denied his injunction. Honestly, it's melting my brain at this point. I don't there might be another appeal where he can play at some point, but at this point, I know for a fact this week Ezekiel Elliott will not play. So, what I know my order for who I'd rather have in that Cowboys backfield, but obviously there's 3 names that have been popping up: Alfred Morris, Rod Smith, Darren McFadden. What order do you have those 3 guys in going forward? Because Alfred Morris has been taking the first team reps.
Yeah.
So what do you expect for this week at least?
For this week, I go Alfred Morris, Darren McFadden, and then Rod Smith.
I think for this week and for the coming weeks, I think it's just as their depth chart is, where it's Alfred Morris, Rod Smith, and Darren McFadden. But
yeah,
I
is the depth chart right now.
Also caution everyone to, if you, unless you can help it, I would not be excited to start any of these guys this week because it is it's a three-headed giant running back by committee, and they're going to be playing hot hand.
It is going to be committee.
Yeah, but obviously there's a lot of buys this week, and people are going to be tempted to start these guys.
You might
so,
have to.
That's true.
Like obviously, okay, Alfred Morris is pretty much he's the starter, so we'll base this off of him.
Alfred Morris is the only one I want to start.
Yeah, would you like this week? Would you start Alfred Morris or Adrian Peterson?
Adrian Peterson.
All right, Alfred Morris or Chris Thompson.
In PPR, Chris Thompson.
Well,
in non-PPR,
I might still go Thompson.
Who's the Redskins playing?
The Seahawks, I believe.
Probably Alfred Morris.
Ooh,
Alfred Morris or C.J. Anderson.
Alfred Morris, just because of the QB drama in Denver.
Yeah, I'm not really.
I don't trust anyone on
right
the
now.
offense.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on from that, Josh Gordon.
Woo!
we need Still here for this. He has been conditionally reinstated by the NFL. His first game eligible is week 12 against the Bengals. So he right now he can attend meetings and everything. He can start practicing, I believe, like the 16th or 20th. It's a week. I got my weeks mixed up. It's one of those. But he will be back, I believe, November 26th, if he is back, against the Bengals. Do you...
Yes.
I mean, obviously, I've gone ahead and picked him up in a few leagues. I think if you have a roster spot, it's definitely worth an add. I don't know how productive he will be. He's not going to be 2013 Josh Gordon. I'll go ahead and tell you that. But don't give me that one.
I'm grimacing.
I mean, the last time he played was 2014. He wasn't stellar.
Josh Gordon or Jesus Godwin.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I mean, literally, honestly, Josh Gordon, like his talent is on par with like Julio and Odell.
Yeah, no one can argue with
like
that.
his talent, but obviously, I mean, he's done with bad quarterbacks in the past, so that's not the best argument. But honestly, he's been out for a while, so I think it's just going to be like a wait and see game. It's definitely worth an ad though, because he can be that guy
right now.
He can easily win you your league.
I agree.
Right.
I believe that he can if he comes back and he's actually used like 100% in that offense. I think he's easily a league winner.
Okay.
It's the same thing with like Terrell Pryor last year. We saw what he did. He's not even a receiver, and you put Josh Gordon in there, who's easily a top 5 talent at the receiver position. I definitely agree with that. All right, Devontae Parker, Corey Davis, and even D.D. Westbrook are all expected to play this week. All those guys coming off injuries that have cost them a good portion of the season. Not the best matchups for any of them, really. Devontae Parker, Corey Davis, or D.D. Westbrook. But, I don't know. You might be rolling them out there this week. Zach Ertz added to the injury report with a hamstring injury. Something to monitor. A little bit scary because Zach Ertz, a lot of people have been relying on him.
And hamstrings are always a weird one.
Yeah, obviously we see Jordan Reed. He's probably going to be out for a few weeks. With his hamstring injury. Obviously, Corey Davis is coming off of his hamstring injury. It can be a weekly injury. So Zach Ertz...
Has Zach Ertz ever struggled with a hamstring before?
I don't. He's been kind of injury plagued in the past. This is his first year where he's really like got on track. But we see this popping up, so it might be something to worry about. I don't know. If he does sit out, and if you're in desperate need of a tight end, if you're still sticking with that Eagles system, Trey Burton is actually a pretty decent ad if you're still trying to stick with the Eagles tight end core.
He has never injured his hamstring before. He's never been held out of a game because of a hamstring.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's somewhat promising, but
yeah,
still got to monitor it. And last bit of news: Andrew Luck is officially done for the year. So, obviously, if you've been one holding on to T.Y. Hilton or Frank Gore or Andrew Luck for that matter,
yeah.
Dante Moncrief, you're still holding on to T.Y. Hilton. I think that's about it. Maybe Frank Gore and Marlon Mack.
I'd be looking to package trade him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't drop him. But
yeah, Jack Doyle is still perfectly fine.
He's the number one pass catcher there.
But obviously, if you were hoping on an Andrew Luck return at the end of the season, it's officially over. And
thank you for crushing my heart.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
had already dropped him.
I'm sorry.
Though.
All right, before we get into our league recap, are you guys ready for some trivia?
Trivia.
All right, trivia. So do you have names pulled up or anything like that?
I do. Should I not?
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
How do you have them pulled up? Do
I
you have
only
them
need my brain.
Position.
By position?
Yeah.
No stats or anything next to their name or rankings?
No. Well,
okay.
What do you mean ranking?
Like ranking, because some of my clues might have to do with where they're ranked.
Oh, I can zoom in to where it's not showing that. Okay, now I'm not looking at it.
All right.
Collusion.
All right, maybe. Because I'm not doing a very good job of making these questions hard enough, so I'm
Not
trying
for
to...
Kevin.
Yeah.
It's just our immense knowledge.
Yeah,
Tell your
I
friends.
guess. Kevin's been dominating. Okay, first one. Here we go. I got 5 of these. So
5 questions?
Yeah, 5 questions.
Oh, okay.
So first one to 3 wins.
All right.
Okay, here we go. I am currently the 8th ranked player at my position with over 200 yards rushing and 400 yards receiving. Guesses?
200 yards rushing and how many receiving?
400 yards receiving. 8th ranked player at my position. See, I didn't give the
Chris Thompson.
What the hell? I'm sick and tired of it.
Oh my gosh!
He's the only running back I can think of that catches more than he receives.
Okay.
Alan
okay.
Kamara? That was my guess.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't think he had more than 400 yards, though.
Chris Thompson is right. Other clues were I lead my team in touchdowns.
Other clues were irrelevant.
Yeah, despite
got it.
despite not starting a game. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow.
Kevin's on a. You're about to be banned. If you sweep this one, you're banned from trivia. Okay. This isn't even fun for the listeners. They don't even get to play. Okay, question 2. I am currently ranked 5th at my position, despite being targeted less than guys like Amari Cooper, Deshaun Jackson, and Devin Funchess.
Will Fuller.
No.
Oh, blast.
He's higher than number 5.
Sadly.
Des Bryant.
No. I have 6 receiving touchdowns so far, and even newfound star Juju Smith-Schuster has more yards than I do. But I'm still 5th at my position.
6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns? 5th at my position?
Yeah, this was tough.
Give me a name.
I'm going to say Michael Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree is correct.
Yes!
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah, Crabtree, 6 touchdowns on the year, 5th at the position, but his yardage is, I believe, below the top 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Amari's been the yardage guy. Obviously, Raiders have been kind of struggling, honestly, in the passing game. But, I don't know, Michael Crabtree getting it done in the red zone. My last clue was my name is synonymous with crustacean plant.
That was good.
Very football intelligent.
I was hoping I'd get to that. Okay, it's 1-1. All right, number 3. I came into the league in 2006 and have scored 58 touchdowns in my career, but only 5 since 2014.
Ooh, someone who came in strong.
I think this is going to be a good one. We might go all the way on this one.
Jonathan Stewart.
No. That's a pretty good guess, though.
Only 5 in the past how many years?
In the past 3 years.
5 in the past 3 years.
Good guess. As I hope that's not misleading because I don't know. We'll see.
I don't even have a guess.
not just give me any name. I don't care. I hope it's right.
There's no way. DeMarco Murray.
No. Okay. In 2013, I tied my career high in touchdowns with 13 receiving touchdowns.
In 2013?
In 2013, yeah, tied the career high with 13 receiving touchdowns.
Golly, this is tough.
It is. I finally got a tough one.
Ooh, Larry Fitzgerald?
No.
Jeremy Maclin?
No. I currently lead the league in yards per reception at 18.4, and I play the tight end position.
Ooh.
So you got a position now, and lead the league in yards per reception at 18.4. And came into the league in 2006.
Jason Witten?
No.
Cameron Brayton?
No. 2006? Good Lord.
I don't know.
The tight end in front of me is currently dealing with a hamstring injury.
Vernon Davis.
There you go.
Yeah.
Vernon Davis.
I thought he was older than
The
that.
elusive Vernon Davis.
Yeah, 2006 pretty old.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not good with years.
That's back in the dreads day of Vernon Davis.
Cameron Brate's like our age.
Don't say that. But yeah,
he
Vernon Davis. Obviously, Jordan Reed's going to be out for a while.
Cameron Brate's 26.
Vernon Davis, he's done pretty well when Jordan Reed.
serviceable.
Jordan Reed's out. So possibly a look there.
Especially if Garoppolo comes in after the bye.
I've got Kyle Rudolph out
Redskins.
on bye this week in like three leagues. I picked up Jason Witten, but I was like had a whole day of just contemplating this one pickup. So would you all picked up Jason Witten or Vernon Davis for this week?
Probably Witten. It's a more safe bet.
Yeah.
If you need to hit a home run, probably Vernon Davis. But
And
Witten's going to get you 50 yards.
And not to mention, Dak's probably going to be throwing a little bit more.
That was kind of the kicker that
they don't get to just lean on Zeke being a freak.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It was close though.
So 2-1. Brett's got 2. Kevin's got 1.
Woo!
Can
Upset.
he be dethroned? Okay, here we go.
Brett, I am handicapped though. Brett is using an iPad, and I'm using only my brain.
That's true. That is true.
Yep.
Respect there. Okay. I am only 26 years old and have never had a season with less than 7 touchdowns.
26 years old.
And never had a season less than 7 touchdowns. Guesses.
I don't know how old this person is. Devontae Adams.
No.
How old is he?
I believe 24.
Oh, okay. So he's a little bit younger.
Devontae Freeman?
No. 2 Devontaes. Okay. Despite my size, this year I have been targeted in the red zone less than guys like Mark Ingram, Brandon LaFell, and George Kittle.
Julio Jones.
No.
Gronk?
No. I've never finished as top 10 at my position, and I have recently been traded.
Kelvin Benjamin?
Kelvin Benjamin is correct.
I didn't think he was 26. That seemed a little bit old for him.
I mean, not that old.
Again, I lose track
I
of
mean,
time.
not if you're comparing him to Josh Gordon.
That's true.
But, yeah, Kelvin Benjamin, 26 years old. Never had a year less than 7 touchdowns. Obviously, switched teams unexpectedly less than a few days ago. I don't think his value changes that much, but it definitely helps the Bills. They finally have a big target, and they've been...
I think it helps Tyrod way more than it helps Kelvin.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brett won.
Yes.
Brett won.
Give me that last one. Gotta get it.
Yeah, I'll ask the last one. Okay. Here we go. I have 6 double-digit performances so far this year and am currently 9th at my position.
Double digit as in fantasy points?
Yes. I'll make it easier. It's a quarterback.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
say
got to
that.
be a quarterback
Oh,
that's
okay.
9th.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 double digit is 9th. Who could it be?
Yeah,
Drew Brees?
No.
Carson Wentz?
No.
No, he's high. Yeah, he's higher than mine.
I have accounted for 14 touchdowns and have more fantasy points than Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Andy Dalton.
No.
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown is right. Brett's on fire today. Brett is the new champ.
Wow, that's a shocker. Plays tonight.
I'll be back.
Yeah, play.
Or he plays last night, depending on whenever you're listening to this.
Yeah. What a game he had.
What a game. Golly.
How about that LaShawn McCoy, though? He's going out in the first quarter.
That ASA
getting benched.
touchdown.
I hope so. I sure hope so, bro.
We'll see if all that's correct. And obviously, we had breaking news. Obviously, you listen to this on Friday, but Kelvin Benjamin is not playing in that Thursday night game.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Get in the DeLorean and get him out of your lineups.
yeah. Okay. Now to our League of Record Week 8 recap, our KPT BALLAS League. Actually, before we get into that, we mentioned Deshaun Watson earlier. Brett, you want to just go ahead and explain? Hey, when you first
This
had
is some fine fantasy play.
Hey, I respect it. It's just my own stupidity. I got literally right when I saw it, I was walking into a bar and I just started talking to people and I started drinking and I forgot about it. So you just explain what happened.
Well, I didn't hear the news until it probably broke about 10 minutes before I looked at my phone. So I looked and I said, hey, I'm going to look at the leagues that I have Deshaun Watson in, which happened to only be one, and it's a 2 QB league. And so I checked my trades, and Brandon had offered me a trade that I never, ever would have accepted in normal circumstances. Jay Ajayi and Kirk Cousins for Deshaun Watson. And I said, I thought that Brandon would have canceled it, but no, it was just out there lingering. So I accepted it, and I got Kirk Cousins and Jay Ajayi for free.
For free, yeah. My own stupidity.
That's the danger of keeping trades out for a long time.
That's my one rule.
Yeah, you never do that. You always cancel.
Yeah,
them after a day.
Usually when I'm dealing with trades, for one, if it's going into a week matchup, I clear out all of my trades. I make sure I have none out there.
Before Sunday, definitely not, because injuries happen, and again, this could have happened during a game.
Yeah, definitely have that. And then another trade situation, if you know everyone in your league, definitely. Obviously, I send trades out every now and then, but I'm definitely in favor of texting or somehow communicating with.
And I'm not good at that. I hate doing that because I just feel like everyone should just check them. I don't send a lot of trades in general, but I get frustrated when people don't check them.
You got to be on the wire, man. You got.
I know. Yeah. I should, but I just don't like doing that.
I make money moves.
Okay, yeah. Kevin's been on the trade.
Well, you already got rid of Deshaun Watson, so that worked out for you.
True. I saw the future.
Poor Joseph.
I moved DeAndre Hopkins a couple weeks ago. That turned out.
I traded for Jay Ajayi, knowing that he would be flying with the Eagles.
But anyway, obviously I was gonna get. Or I didn't even have an injuries section today, but Joseph did have Deshaun Watson in our league, so definitely not a good sign for him.
No.
He's been I don't know. He's been picking things up, but obviously this isn't gonna help.
Yeah, he's actually done pretty well. The past couple of weeks. Does he have a second QB?
He dropped Watson for Jared Goff.
Did he get?
Oh, okay.
I thought he had
That's
Derek
not
Carr
bad.
there for a while.
He
traded
Meadows' Carr.
He traded me Russell Wilson, which thank the Lord I didn't trade for Deshaun Watson instead. But anyway, that's obviously going to hurt. I know not Kevin. Peyton had DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller. Not looking good there.
His team is much worse.
Yeah, Brett had Lamar Miller. That's not that big of a hit because I think Lamar Miller is going to get plenty of work. It's not going to affect him that much.
He still gets a downgrade.
Yeah, definitely a downgrade. Okay, Week 8 recap. Top 4 in the standings stayed the same this week, with myself at 7-1, Heather is 6-2 on a 4-game win streak. By the way, she is dominating at this point. Kevin's
until
at 5
this week.
Kevin's at 5-3, and Matt at 4-4. Peyton and Bush are also at 4-4, but a little lower in the points scored. Brett and Steele at 3-5, and finally Joseph and Charles at 2-6. This past week was very kind to kickers and defenses, surprisingly. Every single team, except for Charles, had either a kicker or a defense score double-digit fantasy points.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That's really good because I was playing Charles and I almost lost.
Yeah, I think
did pretty well.
I think Heather was the only one who actually had both kicker and defense score double-digit points.
I had like 12 and 9.
So. Yeah, but... Yeah. Jeez, like the points were crazy this week for kickers and defense. They really came on. The only award I have to give out, I'm giving to Peyton. It's called the Unreal Combinations Award,
which I was on the receiving end of.
Yeah, Kevin knows all about this.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Peyton had DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, Juju Smith-Schuster. All of them got above 24 fantasy points. Peyton would have actually won his matchup with just those 3 guys.
I can't believe he played DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller and came out looking like a champion.
Is that the 3 highest wide receiver totals this year?
DeAndre Hopkins is.
Is it really? One's had over
28.5.
28. That's like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
No one's had a 30-point game
like
yet.
180 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Maybe Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper had like
he had 30. Yeah,
and Crabtree had a 3-touchdown game. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know that he had 30 points though.
Crabtree's not at a 3-touchdown game. He had 2 maybe.
I'm pretty sure Crabtree and DeAndre Hopkins both had 3-touchdown games.
I'm looking it up.
Either way. Oh yeah. Anyway, I was gonna go over the trade updates. Obviously,
now he had 26 points that week.
Let's see. Last week we saw Brett trade DeAndre Hopkins for Todd Gurley. Obviously, at this point, it's looking a little bit. I mean, before Watson went down, definitely, I think it was at least a little bit in favor of DeAndre Hopkins.
I think me making the trade, I thought it was in favor of DeAndre Hopkins. But for my team makeup, losing David Johnson, I had to do something.
Yeah, but obviously Gurley's looking better on that end now.
Yeah.
And then my trade with Joseph, I sent him Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Crowell last week. I received Russell Wilson. So, I mean, Russell Wilson, arguably the number 1 QB in fantasy going forward. I know there's a bit. We've been arguing back and forth between Russell, Watson, and Brady at this point, but now it's just Russell and Brady.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm liking my side of that at this point.
Yeah.
And hopefully Aaron Rodgers will get back at some point. I don't know. Anyway, waiver wire acquisitions this week. Peyton goes and picks up Robbie Anderson. Kevin grabs Alex Collins and Greg Olsen. Love the Greg Olsen pickup, by the way.
Yeah, I do like that.
After having dropped both of them a day before Sunday.
Yeah.
So I got them both back.
That was good.
Bush grabs Paul Richardson and Damian Williams. Obviously, J.J. is not in Miami anymore. Matt gets Derek Carr, Kenyon Drake, and Jack Doyle. And Steele gets Cooper Kupp and D.D. Westbrook. Again, I like the D.D. Westbrook pickup a lot. I think Jacksonville, if there's going to be a guy who can actually produce fantasy points from the wide receiver position in Jacksonville, why not be a fresh face in D.D. Westbrook?
Blake Bortles just got to throw the ball.
That too. Okay, week 9 matchups. We got me playing Joseph, Bush playing Steele, Kevin facing Matt, who Matt is just...
It's the bye week heaven for me, but hell for him.
Matt has Brady, Antonio Brown, Melvin Gordon, Adam Thielen on a bye.
That's dumb.
It is a delight. I'm sorry that I constructed my roster well enough to where I don't have hell bye weeks. This is my worst bye week, and all I have is Brandon Cooks out.
There you go.
That's fine.
All right, Heather is playing Brett.
Lover's quarrel
there. Peyton is playing Charles. So, yeah, that rounds up the Week 9 matchups. Before we close it out, anything else we want to talk about at this point? Are there any, I don't know. I was thinking of, any, guys you're trading for or selling at this point, maybe in the season?
Trading for?
Yeah, give me one name you're trading for at this point.
That's tough. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Yeah,
I haven't put on my trade goggles in a minute.
Obviously,
good.
if you listen to the past couple episodes, you know how high I am on Mark Ingram.
And you have been actively trading for him.
I am definitely trading most things for Mark Ingram at this point.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in Mark Ingram now, and I'm usually a hater on Mark Ingram, but they're actually giving him the ball. I've always liked his talent, but never his situation.
Well, obviously, me and Brett have the Mark Ingram Todd Gurley trade bet going on. Which side of that do you like?
Oh, Mark Ingram, not close.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on a much better offense. I think he's a better player, and yeah, like the way they're using him ever since the Peterson trade has been how they should have been using him since they drafted him.
Yeah, and if people are scared of Alvin Kamara taking work, they're getting plenty of work.
They're both fine.
They're both getting plenty of work, and they play different roles. Like Alvin Kamara is not taking carries or catches away from Mark Ingram. Like they work. Mark Ingram would be a worse back if Alvin Kamara wasn't there.
Yeah, I agree. All right, any other names you want to mention?
I know we talked about on the past show. You had a differing view of the Jay Ajayi situation than me. I want to get Kevin's perspective of how you think. What's the outlook for Jay Ajayi?
As a Jay Ajayi owner, as I'm vested in it, I
am there too.
Yeah, I made sure to kudos. I made sure to keep up with all of the beat reporters' views on it, and I do believe that they're bringing him in for a reason, and he's not going to be like the B back or something to LeGarrette Blount. I think that LeGarrette Blount, while he's been efficient this year, he has lacked in his red zone carries. The Eagles have the most carries within the 5-yard line in the league this year, but they average negative yards on those carries, and that is a lot of the reason why they're bringing Jay Ajayi in, who is traditionally been a very efficient runner within the red zone. So I think that his outlook is good on a high-flying offense. So his situation is definitely better than it was in Miami, where he was getting hit in the backfield and having to break 3 tackles to get 1 yard.
Yep. I mean, he was getting swallowed in the backfield, and you just can't be successful.
He gets to go to a high-efficiency offensive team with probably the best offensive line in the league, maybe besides the Cowboys.
I don't think it's a question. He's more talented than LeGarrette Blount.
Well, that's not a question.
Younger, more talented, faster.
There's no reason why he shouldn't take the job.
That line has been hurting. However, Jason Peters is obviously done for the year.
Jason Peters, so.
But I still agree.
Still better than Miami.
The offensive line is still better in Miami.
And Carson Wentz is infinitely better than Matt Moore or Jay Cutler put together. So.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be still. We're going to have to see how they use them. Obviously, what coaches say and what they want to do is very different than what we actually see on the field sometimes. So I definitely agree. I like that you mentioned the red zone carries, because I do believe Jay Ajayi is going to get a ton, if not all, the goal line work from here on out.
I'm personally not starting him this week because
if you can avoid
he's going to a new situation, in a short amount of time against the Broncos.
Yeah.
But I will not be surprised at all if they force him to score a touchdown, just to get him going.
Yeah.
I will not be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, and obviously, in the red zone the past couple weeks, especially for the Eagles, it's been a lot of Zach Ertz.
It's just been Zach Ertz is standing open.
Yeah, so maybe that'll shift more to the running back position.
And speaking of tight ends, for one person I'm trading for, maybe not this week because he just came off of a really big week, is Jimmy Graham, because he has looked better. The Seahawks are traditionally prolific in the second half of seasons. That's why we always see Doug Baldwin just go crazy in the second half of seasons. And they just bolstered their offensive line, which just helps Russell Wilson have time to find guys like Jimmy Graham. So I'm excited about the offensive prospects of the Seahawks. So if there's if you wait a week or so and hope Jimmy Graham doesn't blow up again this week, I would shoot for him.
Yeah, I think that applies to Paul Richardson and Tyler Lockett as well. Doug Baldwin, obviously, you're going to have to pay a little bit more for, but I think he's a very good trade target
And he did have a down week while everyone else had an up week.
That's
so
again.
You could probably try and swoop in on a tentative owner.
Yeah, God, Seahawks are scary, man.
They look very. They look
scary.
like their Super Bowl years.
Who needs a running game? Who needs it?
You don't.
Who needs it when you can just have Russell Wilson?
Yeah. When Eddie Lacy's their best runner at 4 carries for 0 yards, you don't need it.
When he averages a foot per carry.
Yeah. All right. We're running a little bit longer than we usually do on these shows, but that's going to be all for today. Just a reminder, go check out our previous 2 shows from the week, our Week 8 recap and our Week 9 preview. Got our starts and sits over there, some waiver wires if you're interested in looking at those. Maybe a few of those guys are still out there. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the423football. Make sure you like us on Facebook. Leave your comments and questions. And more important than anything, don't be greedy with your fantasy football knowledge. Share us with the world, anyone you know, pretty much. Thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.
Peace out.